What is going on, guys? EK1 Gaming here, and welcome back to another Destiny 2 video. In today's video, we're going to be showing you the best Arc build. Yes, I said it, the best Arc Hunter build you can have right now in the game. Now, this build not only destroys NPCs when it comes to crowd control, ad control, it can actually be used in PvP as well, although there are some better options for PvP, I will admit. Now, if you do enjoy this build video, be sure to hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, and help support the channel. With all that being said, let's get into today's build breakdown. So to start with, of course, we are running Arc Strider, and we are going with the Arc Staff as our super. For the abilities, of course, Gambler's Dodge, so dodging perform a death tumble, avoiding enemy attacks, and dodging near enemies recharges your melee ability. Now, the melee is going to be something we use all the time, so this build is going to be focused around punching as many NPCs as you can and dodging as many times as you can. We're then going triple jump, and then we're going combination blow for the melee attack, and basically this increases your melee damage when defeating a target, and it stacks up to 3 times. And then defeating targets with this ability also fully refills your class ability and restores a small amount of health. So it's going to give us our health back. We're going to get class ability for it, so we're going to be able to dodge again and get our melee back again. And then we're going to keep going over and over and hitting those powerful melee attacks. Then we're going to go for the pulse grenade. This is up to you. It doesn't really matter. You are going to be utilizing the grenade because it really is good for crowd control, ad control. So go ahead and pick whatever grenade you think. I like the pulse because it stays there for quite a while and it's a pretty good damage grenade. Now, going on to the aspects, we're going for lethal currents. Now, basically, after dodging, your next melee attack has increased lunge range. It jolts the target, creates a damaging aftershock, and then it damages any jolted target with melee attacks, also blinds them. So if they're jolted and then you hit them again, they're going to be blinded. So it is absolutely incredible. It's just that ad control, just keeping them where you want them, but you're going to be killing them quick anyway. And also jolt causes overload champions to be stunned, so you won't need overload if you are using this build. Now, for the second aspect, we're going for flow state. So defeating a jolted target makes you amplified, and while you're amplified, your dodge recharges more quickly, which is going to give us that dodge to get our melee back. You are more resilient while dodging, and your reload speed is greatly increased. Absolutely fantastic. So being amplified, basically what that means is your movement speed, your weapon handling are all increased, and then after sprinting a short time, your movement speed is further increased. So then rapidly defeating targets with arc damage also makes you amplified as well. So if you've got an arc weapon arm, which we will have, if you do that, it will make you amplified as well. And then of course we're going to synergize that with some of the mods, and we're going to have more damage coming when we are amplified. So fragment number 1, we are going Spark of Resistance. So while surrounded by combatants, which you will be a lot of the time, you are more resistant to incoming damage. And this gives you a plus 10 strength. Not that we're going into strength, but it is definitely worth having on because we are going to be in the thick of those NPCs. We're just going to be punching everything. Then we're going Spark of Magnitude. So your lingering arc grenades, like Lightning Grenade, Pulse Grenade, and Storm Grenade, have extended durations. Again, I like the Pulse Grenade for this because it does stay for quite a while and does a lot of damage. Then you've got Spark of Shock. So your arc grenades jolt target. So we're going to have that jolt going as well. Again, stunning overloads. Again, you know, taking additional damage while they're jolted. So it's really good to have that jolt up. It does minus 10 on the discipline, so you will have to make that up, but it's absolutely fine. Then we've got Spark of Feedback. So taking melee damage briefly increases your outgoing melee damage. Now this gives you a plus 10 resilience. And what this is on here for basically is because we're that close to NPCs, the likelihood is they're probably going to be meleeing us rather than shooting us. So you're going to want to be gaining something from being punched back, if that makes any sense. So that's why we've gone for Spark of Feedback on this build. So for this build, you are going to want to spec into resilience and then discipline, and then after that, recovery. So we are going to be getting our melee back so fast. We're going to get it back instant, actually. So we don't really need to spec into much else. Just spec into survivability. You could even probably not spec into discipline if you want to and just go resilience, and recovery, but I go for resilience, discipline, and then recovery as a third. You want resilience at least at 100. So for the primary weapon, it doesn't really matter what you use on this build. I'm using a distant pull, which is the new sniper rifle, but you know what, it's just to do a little bit extra damage, but I do switch this out for other options as well. Again, for the heavy, it's not really going to matter that much depending on what you're doing or what activity. I use the Apex Predator rocket launcher, which is the Last Wish rocket launcher. It's not red box, not crafted yet. I need 2 more, but basically just anything that's going to do damage for you, you can switch these out, which suits you. I would recommend, if just general play, if you put on something like a swarm machine gun, so that's arc as well, which is going to synergize with the whole build. And then of course, well, the new AR. It's an arc AR. It's called Centrifuge. You get this from the season pass. You can get it instantly on the season pass. And then what this does is absolutely wrecks. So sprinting, sliding, and firing build a charge up. You'll see the build. You'll see the charge building up in the bottom left as you're running around. When that's full and you kill enemies, they sort of like chain reaction arc and explode, which is pretty cool. And again, it's a really good gun to use because it does hit hard, and it also is AR barrier. So we've got arc, jolt, which is going to do the overloads, and then of course we've got the AR, which is going to do barriers. Then going into the gear, we are on the helmet right now, so we're going to go for a recovery mod, but obviously just do whatever mods you need. Then we are hands on, so gain bonus super energy on melee kills. Now we're going to be meleeing everything you can think of, so we might as well gain super energy. We're also going to be getting orbs of power for every kill with a melee attack as well. So we're going to be getting our super back really fast to keep utilizing that super and really clear those ads. Then we're going arc siphon, so rapid arc weapon final blows, create an orb of power. Of course, we're using that AR, so we are going to be getting rapid arc weapon final blows. And then harmonic siphon, so rapid arc weapon final blows, create an orb of power. So basically it's going to be the same. We're going to get arc final blows rapidly to create orbs of power. We're going to melee attack, we're going to get orbs of power for that, and then of course we're then going to get super energy, so we're going to be able to use our super a lot faster. And for the chest piece, we've gone void resistance, arc resistance, and concussive dampener. For the dungeon, so this is really good in the dungeon, go for arc and arc maybe, because there's a lot of arc damage in the dungeon, but switch these out for whatever activity you're doing. So if you're doing something where you know it's going to be solar damage, switch one of them out for solar as well. Now for the leg armor, we have gone for innovation, so reduces grenade cooldown each time you pick up an orb of power. And then better already, so your health begins to regenerate immediately after picking up an orb of power. These orbs of power are going to really help us out. We're going to be generating a lot of them. When we run over them, we're going to get health back. We're also going to get grenade cooldown reduced, so we're going to get our grenades back quicker. So we're just basically creating orbs, punching, getting health back, and then keeping going and going and going and utilizing supers. And then I've got an arc weapon surge, so your arc weapon gain a small bonus to damage while you have any armor charge. Your armor charge now decays over time. So basically we use an arc weapon, we might as well make use of getting a small bonus to the damage while we have that charge. Then for the cloak, we are running bomber, so reduces grenade cooldown when using your class ability. So we're going to be using our class ability a lot. Then we're going for distribution, reduces all ability cooldowns while using your class ability near target. Again, we're going to be in the thick of it. We're going to be using our abilities. That's what it's all about. So we might as well get that cooldown reduction. And then Reaper, after using your class ability, your next weapon final blow spawns an orb of power. Again, we're really just spawning orbs of power constantly. You could switch that out to when your class ability energy is fully expended, you gain more class ability energy. So you can switch it out to a few other little things where you automatically collect nearby orbs of power when you activate your class ability. That would also be in handy, so powerful attraction. That's probably one of the best new kind of mods that have come out. Just basically do your gambler's dodge, and you're going to get all the orbs of power around you are going to come to you, and you're going to get them. So you're going to stack and you're going to get a lot of stuff. So maybe switch out to that if you're not happy with Reaper. And then, of course, for the exotic, it's none other than Liar's Handshake. Now, we did a build similar a long time ago. It was just a few little changes. Obviously, some of the mods have changed. So for this one, we are going melee kickstart. So when your melee energy is fully expended, you gain more melee energy. Now, this one can be swapped out. You can literally double stack something else if you want to. You can literally go for your grenade final blows, create an orb of power. You could go for Grant's class ability when you cause damage with a grenade. But we're going to be getting a lot of this back anyway. So this is kind of like an up to you section here. You can pretty much put on whatever you want, you know, Font of Vigor or Font of Vigor. You gain a bonus of strength while you have an armor charge. There's loads of different ones you can put on, or you can simply just put loaders on if you want to. Then we're going for Impact Induction. You will need this. Causing damage with a melee attack reduces your grenade cooldown. Again, we're going to be meleeing everything. Heavy-handed, your powered melee final blows create orbs of power. So we're going to be getting orbs of power constantly, and you'll see it on the gameplay. It's absolutely ridiculous for you and your teammates, or even if you're solo, I would definitely recommend using this build. Now, the Liar's Handshake, what does that do? Using your arc melee ability or being hit by a melee attack will allow you to follow up with an extremely powerful melee counterpunch that will heal you. So we're already getting healed, and we're going to get even more healing now. It's when he uses the spike on his hand, as you can see it there. So he'll do sort of 1 or 2 normal punches, and then he'll use his spike, and you'll see your health just go pretty much back to full when you do that. And you can just keep spamming that over and over. Like I say, you will see this in the footage. It absolutely slaps. So now for our artifact, what have we gone for? Well, obviously the barrier mods, you're going to want AR barrier on because we are using an AR. The rest is up to you on here. We have then go for authorized mods for melee. So we've gone for the armor energy cost of all armor mods affecting your melee are significantly discounted. We've then gone for technical siphon, so grants access to helmet armor mods that combine the effect of strand siphon and arc siphon. That's just because in case we do want to switch across to, you know, some strand builds and stuff like that, it just gives us that flexibility. Another good one here is authorized mods arc, so anything that costs for arc weapons are significantly discounted, so the arc surge. Then we've gone for electric armor, so stay amplified longer while your arc subclass is equipped. So we want to be amplified as long as we can. Then it's Thunderous Retort, and then we've got Grant's bonus arc super damage if cast while critically wounded or while amplified. So basically, we're going to be amplified from this. We're going to be amplified anyway. Our super will now do more damage when we use it. So we're going to get a big buff in damage on the super. Then I've gone for Strand Soldier. That's in case we do a Strand build as well, but you don't have to do that. Counter Charge. Gain a stack of armor charge when you stun a champion. Why not? You might as well. We're going to be stunning champions in high-end content, so you might as well get that armor charge. And then Amped Up. Gain damage resistance while amplified. Again, we're going to be amplified pretty much 99.9% of the time. We haven't maxed out ours yet, but we would go for Shock and Awe. So arc final blows while you're amplified, summon a burst of lightning that damages and jolts. So you're going to want that again to jolt targets. And then we would go lightning strikes twice. So after throwing an arc grenade, gain increased grenade recharge for a short time. And then arc final blows extend the duration of this benefit. So we're going to use those two at the end of here because we've got 10 out of 12 so far. You can do a lot of different things, like if you didn't want to have the Strand Soldier on, of course, go full on arc, go squad goals, because performing a finisher while you are amplified grants amplified to your teammates, basically. So that would be a good synergy to use. Or again, like I say, use that authorized mods for arc if you want to save some mod usage and be able to get all the mods that you want on the build. So to utilize the build, of course, all you do is dodge, power up that melee, do the melee attack, and then dodge again near NPCs, and then you'll get your powered melee back again, and keep going and rinse and repeating. When you have an NPC that's really hard to kill, just keep standing there and punching, dodging, punching, dodging, punch, 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 and you'll get your health back as well. So you should be able to face tank pretty much most things in the game. Apart from GMs, I would say we're probably not going to be able to do that. I have tried it in a Legend Nightfall, and it worked just fine. We didn't die. I literally had the Overload shooting me and other NPCs as well, and I did not die in the middle of them all. So basically just utilize that arc melee. Go ahead, use your super as many times as you can, and again, you've got the arc weapon as well to be able to get you some more orbs of power. Your teammates are going to love you for this build. I created, I think, 400 and something orbs during the dungeon, which was ridiculous. So go ahead, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. If you want to see more build videos, let me know in the comment section below. And also join our Discord where we have LFG, macros, AFK farming, all that good stuff, including checkpoints. Take care, everybody. Stay safe, and we'll see you in the next video.